I woke up to living shadow. I'm not sure if it was out for me or if I was in its path, but I came close to something like death again, and whew, not doing great. Not doing great. But we scared it away, or went on, or something. I don't think it's gone, and I was able to pick up Alana. Somehow, she's still alive.
I remember the lessons my mentor taught me. Never forgot a single one. Part of me had locked that information away when I had been gone, alone with Tiberius as long as I was. But anytime I hear one of the others just scream, I'm lucky I was able to even run as fast as I did. The way it just kept appearing in and out, and I felt that burning sensation as I tried to go and do my flames. I don't know exactly what that means. And this strange bow and angelic bow, it's glowing still, but at a dimmer pace. But it's like I'm having to reteach myself in that, so I don't know what's going on. So I don't think that ability will help in this instance.
I did got to do some lying again. That was fun. I like being Leonard instead of Cillian. For now, he's charming. Doesn't exactly look like a Vistani, which might be helpful in some parts. I keep pissing off Acrio. I don't like doing it, but I guess it's just who I am, and I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I kind of forgot we were gonna do something. He was a little impatient, but then we went on, and Rita caught some whispers on the street about movement or something in the graph that we saw when you first arrived. Something is happening, clearly. Went to do some investigating. I asked after the Ratcliffs, who were just moved, started working for someone else. I should really keep remembering the information I get.
While Killian lied to the guards, Acro had the idea to go to the morgue. That is not what I was expecting. But we're here, and it's very strange, very odd to see a corpse like this just giving information, but I can only hope whatever information Pearl can provide, it will help. There's a lot of strange things going on still in this town, and we have yet to figure anything else out. Get Lorelei and the group Alana came with out.
Then we went to the morgue, got inside. It was a chapel, and I had a sort of nice conversation with the person there. I was in character, so, I was putting it on, but I kind of feel like he sort of fucking helped me. And that. Ugh, weird. Acrio and Amrita are downstairs somewhere, hopefully. And one of our prime suspects, at least the person who's big in this story, just walked in. I'll see if I can do something.
What would Halana's reaction be, given that she is standing guard outside, more or less, this chapel, watching for mostly legal authorities that might approach for some reason? but then having this man who she probably wouldn't recognize, but obviously is very well dressed, well kept, and has just this imposing aura to him as he brushes past her on the stoop and enters, while you know there is some questionable activity going on in this chapel.
There's no questionable activity going on whatsoever, officer. I think, based purely on the fact that she wouldn't recognize him, probably wouldn't spring her into immediate action, but then just the thought of, he looks like he's walking with purpose, so, it's like, leave it for a couple of seconds so it doesn't look like I'm immediately tailing him inside, and then head inside. Just to, maybe try and catch any of the others' reactions to him, because if I walk in and they're like, oh my god, that's the guy, I'll be like, okay, so yes, we're in for some context. But yeah, just follow him in 15 seconds afterwards.
Sure. He makes his way across the tiled floor immediately to the large arced doorway to the chapel. And as soon as he steps inside, and Cillian, you look back and you recognize the face, takes off his tall stovepipe top hat, and the moon sage priest with whom you had been speaking will react rather quickly and put a hand on your shoulder, Cillian, as Leo. Say, excuse me. Get up and move over to this newcomer. What does he do?
Share a meaningful glance with Reigen and start praying at the front of the chapel, giving them, making sure Cillian doesn't hear, but Reigen will hear everything. So I'll just walk a bit forward to make sure I'm giving them their space.
Mm-hmm.
So just, of course, take your time. I appreciate what you've already told me. And I'm listening to every single fucking word.
I will have you go ahead and make a perception check. This will not be at disadvantage, straight roll, because you would have had advantage without the exhaustion.
Nice.
Hasty. We're off to a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Reigen may catch a bit more, but Cillian, even as you are going through the motions of a prayer, whether or not you're actually really seeking that or not, or if it's just half-hearted while eavesdropping, you can hear the man you recognize from the graph, the man you presume to be Mr. Ratcliff. His voice raises a little bit, and you catch very clearly the words, "But it's given assurances." The priest replies, "And I assure you, the words are strong, they are holding. Then why is Pearl dead?" And the last word echoes through this chapel. You see the priest quickly glance back at you at the front, in front of these candles.
I look a bit shocked and I'm not supposed to hear this.
Ratcliffe's voice goes a bit more quiet, but you can still make out the words as your ears are picked that way. Why are people talking? And they will go into this hushed conversation yet again. Meanwhile, downstairs,
Hello.
can I have Amrita make a perception check? You hear something from above you. You can't make out the word, though. It's not a stomp. It sounds like someone speaking, and there's a quick sound, but it's too muffled for you to recognize what's going on. Your attention is divided amongst that and this corpse that is laying before you, convulsing, and eyes just these black pits as the words are being forced from her.
Might want to hurry it up. There's noise upstairs.
Acrio snaps a little back at her, we can't rush it. Not on this. If we need a distraction, I need you to make one. As when he makes that snappy remark, the already weak blackened tip of his spear starts to fade before catching it again. It is taking all of me to hold this right now. Let's just get this over with. 3 more questions. How did Grace Ratcliff die?
The corpse has mostly gone dormant during this little side conversation, completely still, lying on the slab. And there's no excessive movement at this, but just like a deep, what would be a sigh from a normal person who was alive, but it's just like air being pushed out through the lungs. I'm sorry. I tried. It wasn't wrong, natural, tragic.
And we're sure that Pearl said good riddance about the baby?
That's what Cillian had said.
Okay. When you said good riddance about the baby, what did you mean?
The corpse suddenly cracks and snaps, and the waist jolts up into a sitting position on the table. Both of you flinch back almost instinctively, not sure if this is becoming an undead thing you're going to have to destroy, but she remains just still. But the necromancy hasn't quite taken everything, and you see her head is just like limp, while the body is bent and upright, and it just twists and rolls back on the spine, completely dead, as you hear the voice coming up from her uplifted esophagus saying, "No, no, no, I never said, never would. I said, none too soon for this world, this cruel world that can be a mercy." And then the body drops and it hits the slab with a smack.
Yeah, as soon as it hits it, the dead silence to listen for someone that might have heard that. Footsteps down the stairs or something similar.
Can I have Cillian make a perception check? This will still be at disadvantage from your exhaustion. Cillian does not hear anything, and as far as you can tell, there's no interruption in the conversation between the Moon Sage priest and Djaimes Ratcliff.
Okay, one more. Who is the man that's been visiting you?
You would see the dead flesh as it is gone through the procedure of an autopsy and the stages of death prepared for burial. The tendons and skin of the face just start to pull back on the cheeks until you can see this hollow smile. And she says, "Djaimes Ratcliff." And it's just like this permanent, the body doesn't move after that. You see the eyes fade, the lids don't close, it's just that milky white dead eyes looking up at you.
Staring at the corpse that he's mutilated before finally kind of glancing up at Amrita. You need to go.
Yes. Try to be quick and quiet as possible.
What's going on upstairs?
They're still having a conversation? Sage and James?
I would say at this point it's winding down somewhat. You can make an insight check. Even with your exhaustion, you can tell that the tone has lessened. You're not quite sure if Ratcliff is satiated, but whatever they were talking about has become less intense. At this point, it's drifted into a bit more tense conversation rather than accusation, but not quite as heated as it was.
Okay. I make myself look like a child who wants to ask a question but doesn't want to interrupt. So I'm just standing there by the side like, wait till they're done.
Are you actually like going to approach or just stay
a
up
little
in
bit
front of the... Okay, sure. You can put yourself where you are on the map.
You're right.
I would say make a persuasion check with your body language. You would get kind of a side-eyed glance from Ratcliff as he looks you up and down. Doesn't seem to recognize you or have any reason to speak to you, but as he does, you would see Saint Strode glance back and say, "Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, this is taking some time."
I don't mean to interrupt. I managed to hear something. I wasn't trying to. I was just in the room, and I heard you mention a name, and it was a name familiar to me. My wife, she's pregnant, and we had some talking with some different people who could help us with that, and I think you mentioned one of them, and I was just wondering what you meant.
Ratcliff would say, "Pearl Westing."
Yeah, right.
She is no longer available.
Oh, but she seemed lovely, you know? She seemed like the person for the job. Willing to help us lower folk.
Saint Strode would take a half step back and say, mumble to himself, "That's all she can now. Or all she could." While Djaimes would shoot him a glance and say, "Don't speak of her that way."
I'm sorry, she clearly means at least something to you, and I'm in a place where I'm unfamiliar. How about I just leave you two to it?
I think, yes, Ratcliff would dust off the top of his hat, placing it back on his head. No, clearly Saint Strode has something to get off his chest.
I mean, it's a safe space, right? That's sort of the point of this.
The priest would look at Ratcliff, stroke his chin for a moment. I don't wish to speak ill of the dead, but there is a story. It hardly matters now. She has passed. But I should say it, within the years of the angels, they should know. Miss Westing was not always stationed in the area near the docks, the lower classes. She was once a midwife, a follower of Saint Ladala, for the more wealthier individuals, made a good living. Burgomaster and his wife, several years back. This has been some time now, but there was talk. She had been ministering to them. The Burgomaster's wife, the Vanderbilts, were expecting. She had complained, some say the staff in the house, of pains late in the pregnancy. There was a call made to Miss Westing, and she recommended some tonic, some herbal something. We don't actually know. There was never confirmation in what she had used. She was rather tight-lipped about it. It appeared to help from all accounts until it didn't. But she began to complain again of rather intense pains, to the point there was a necessity to surgically perform the method of birth. As it came to be found, the child had passed in the womb and had been biting in an attempt to eat its undead way out horrifically from the Burgomaster's wife. Ratcliff would interject, there was never any proof that Westing was involved, but the scandal alone, she could no longer minister to the wealthier classes.
That is unfortunate. I'm sure she did her best. Seemed
I'm
like
sure.
a lovely girl.
She always did.
Well, I didn't spoke to her a lot. Let's be clear. We had some conversations, but my wife, she always says that grief is dealt with through sharing, through talking about it. And I don't have a lot of stories to share, but if you do, please feel free to. I didn't know she had died, and it must have been recently, and I don't want to stain my image of her with pictures of monsters and bellies, which has me a little riled up. My wife being pregnant and all.
If the rumors are to be believed, the geist of my recently passed infant herself was the one who had killed, taken some kind of horrific revenge. I don't believe it. And if Saint Strode's assurances are to be believed, it's not possible. But then again, and you see this look between them as if there is a story, but it's not being spoken.
Acting oblivious. Cillian is kind of freezing, listening for footsteps outside or something.
You can definitely see Helana is stationed not far from the main doors.
Okay.
Both of you are still bloodied from this encounter early in the morning. You can see that she looks like she's in pain, but also trying to listen into what's going on. Other than that, you'd have to make probably a perception check.
No. Then I'll just shoot a glance to Alana, being like, you heard all that, right? Because my brain doesn't work like the way these things are not going to be saved.
It's like if you got a hard drive, because
right. I'm sorry for your loss, whatever she was to you, and I'm sorry for her sordid history. I don't think anyone deserves that kind of. They're rumors, so they could be blamed. I hope it's not real, because I don't want my wife to... She almost died today, and I can't imagine her dying during that process. It will leave me... I understand. I'm a stranger. I shouldn't... I'm just looking for someone to talk to.
And hearsay have far less consequences for the lower classes. It's those with position who have to worry about them.
Right. When I was back in Stensia, someone spread a rumor that I broke a plow that we used for... And it really hurt my reputation, trying to work. Part of the reason why we left Gavany. I know the damage rumors can do.
He seems unconvinced.
Cillian is probably too. I overstayed my welcome. I thank you, Mr.
Ratcliff.
Mr. Ratcliff, and of course Mr. Innistrad, for your time, for your sharing, for this place, really. I think every city deserves one like it.
There will be a burial soon for Miss Westing. If you had known her, please do attend. There won't be many who will. My wife not yet off of the birthing bed. She's still too weak to get up and move. Might just be me.
Well, if you need someone to take a load off, I think I'll be returning here if you need some extra hands or something. Right?
You can speak with
like helping.
Road about the details, and he will turn and exit without finishing any conversation with you.
An intense man.
Give a sharp look to Alana as he passes.
I feel like she's trying to keep the demeanor of like someone who walked in and was like, "Oh, this is an awkward situation. I don't know what to do with my everything." Like clearly there was something going on right there. I'm just gonna stand in the hallway.
I say to Innistrad, he meant the funeral. When will it be?
We have concluded most of our investigation. The authorities had considered the possibility of a murder in this case. There was no evidence of such. Perhaps I shouldn't say that outside of the confines of the legal authorities, but it is what it is. As far as we know, there was nothing improper about the unfortunate passing. There are a few more days to conclude before we know for certain that the body is prepared for burial. The wards and such, blessed be Bruna, the Avacynian ones are harder to make stick.
Well, I never understand that kind of stuff. I'm sure you did your job right. You seem like a professional man, and
I would really obviously. What would you be suggesting otherwise? Has someone been speaking? What are there rumors in town?
I haven't heard anything. You were the first name I heard when I was looking for help. That's all I know. And
yes, of course.
I would really wish to attend this funeral. Hearing that not many people will be there, I wouldn't want that for anyone. And I had some conversation with her, and she...
Mr. Ratcliff has a narrow view of the world. I don't anticipate it'll be quite as barren a service as he would assume.
Oh, well, that strokes my heart in the right way. I'm glad. I guess just 2 more faces will... Aye.
The dead will always appreciate mourners, regardless of how well they knew them in life.
Mm-hmm. A friend back in Stanjo always used to say that that kind of place was not for the dead, but for the people there, and if some extra faces around there might help someone see the impact she made on people, I would be glad to join. I'm sure my wife will be too.
If all goes according to our timetable, it will be this the day before Sunday. Should that not be the case, probably after the cathedral service, if there are any complications, which of course I don't think there should be.
Okay. Thank you for helping me. Thank you for helping anyone who walks in here. It's a noble job. And I have left my pregnant wife alone for too long now, so I will be off.
As you should. These are the times in which she needs you most. Ratcliff. Well, Miss Westing was there for more of his other children's births than he was, and we all know how that turned out.
Well, that's not very nice. He didn't seem that nice, and he didn't seem to take a right shine to him, so I assumed as much, but I kind of thought that he was grieving, and people will get angry, will get...
There are many things for which the Ratcliff family can grieve, despite
all of us.
Their position.
The position?
You not being local, I suppose, out of turn to speak of it.
Of course. I'm curious by nature. I'm sure you've noticed.
I'll have you make a persuasion check. You suspect there's a bit of a backbiting going on here after his first conversation with a 14 Yeah, he would say, James Ratcliff weaseled his way into a position amongst the household and staff and into the butler and estate manager position for the Judge Ponda Smythe. There were rumors he had used some rather underhanded tactics to force an early retirement for the previous holder of such a position. It's not a position his family had held prior, but I suppose it won't be in the future either.
I guess I'll be avoiding any butler positions for rich families. Seems like a dangerous job.
Any position of power comes with inherent dangers.
I think there's an honesty to hard work. I think most people in Stengia do.
An admirable position to take.
I try.
Which way are Acrio and Amrita attempting to exit the situation they've gotten themselves into?
Which door did we
I'm muted.
come in? We came in the left or right door? Was it this?
You came in through the stairs.
Yeah, over
the stairs.
Here.
Oh, okay.
So Acrio is saying we should probably escape through this fun little place that leads up to the front entrance, just
the one
straight
that
out of the church.
Goes onto the street directly.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it locked?
It had been, but Acrio unlocked it from the inside because that's the side that it was locked from.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Yep, I guess we'll just quietly go through that way. And Rita will look around, see if she listens for the guy, if he's going to come back or not, or the morgue dude.
Give me a perception check. This is with your hearing, so it will be advantage.
You hear him staring at you as he finishes walking.
Pretty much,
down the
yeah.
stairs.
See, 19. I hear him staring at me through the walls.
From the windows to the walls.
Shut up.
Shut the fuck up.
Amrita, you can hear footsteps above you, but you're not sure exactly whose they are. You don't have any way to necessarily recognize them, but there is definitely movement going on above you.
All right, let's do this. There's still movement up there, but I think it will be fine.
Okay. Just when we start going up the stairs, make sure no one's watching us leave.
Okay.
Shove Amrita through the door. Not really.
Oh, 20, be slow. Wow.
Roll a d100, and then Amrita, can I have you make a stealth check?
Alright, you make stealth, I'll roll the 100.
All right.
That's either really bad or really good. I think
We'll find
it's
out.
on the really bad.
Amrita, as you reach the top of these stairs on the outside of the street, you can smell the change in the air, the city streets and the bodies of the living, as well as horses and dung on the streets, as opposed to this fairly clean and clinical, blessed mortuary. You get to the top of the stairs with these small railings on either side. Keeping quiet and peeking over you, you can tell that there is, at one end of the street, a guard with a crossbow. He seems to be facing away from you, but as you start to move up a little bit more, you shrink back as you see a patrol heading your direction from the opposite direction over here, opposite end of the street.
Hang on, sorry, I gotta look left.
What's she doing? It doesn't appear as though they have witnessed her at this position, but
I just turn back to Acrio, since I imagine they're not too far apart, but there's a patrol up the street to my left. They don't notice me, but I could go out and try to have some kind of distraction, maybe, so that way you can get out without them seeing you.
Are they passing? We can just wait for them.
Does it look like they're walking this way? That they're
I
going to
mean,
pass?
they're definitely, you can hear them moving, staying out of sight, so you don't have line of sight, eye contact with them, but you can definitely hear the heavy boots of guards moving down the street your way. You know, like, they can clearly see down these stairs if you're just standing on them.
Yeah.
Okay. She tilts her head to listen closely and pulls the door back to keep it shut. We'll
You
give it a
rush
few
back down the
minutes.
stairs into the morgue.
Welcome back.
Yeah. We don't have any choice, so.
I mean, that's not necessarily true, but
We can
Well,
run really, really, really fast.
really, really fast while I leave Acrio on the dirt or hang
Hey.
out.
I can run kind of fast. I can also kill people, but we're trying not to do that.
No.
What did we
yeah.
learn just from playing Baldur's Gate, where as soon as you kill shit, things go bad? Don't do that.
Hey,
So let me just get this straight. There's 2 sets of doors, obviously, right? Because we went up the steps, or the steps that go up are also outside. Visible, I mean. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, it's not like there's a door and then there's like another corridor and a door.
no,
That's
no,
what
no,
I
no.
mean.
So it's door that you're standing in front of right now, and then stairs up and street.
just right onto the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or you have the stairs you
I
came
was just
down, which go
double-checking.
into the inside of the building.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, yeah, we will wait and she will listen.
I'll just have Acrio do it again because he rolled the first time. Roll a d100.
D102, Electric Boogaloo.
79.
It's flipped!
Yeah, it is. That's funny. 97 to 79.
As far as you can tell, Amrita, there are no more like heavy boot stomping guards outside the door up on the street. You can still hear the rattle of wagon wheels over the cobblestones and people speaking as they move by, but you can't really detect the rather pointed sounds of footsteps of, guard boots.
Okay.
Round 2.
Yeah, she'll stealth out again to check just to make sure.
Okay. Roll stealth again.
This time we go out and they're all standing around the door.
Semicircle.
Just come out with your hands up. Does Acrio have guidance? Did I give Acrio guidance?
Yeah, he uses it all the time.
Holy shit! Acrio has guidance.
Yeah, he
Where it
does.
is.
I forgot myself. But
There
I
you
didn't want
go.
to say yes and be
Have
wrong.
a 20.
Sweet.
Then in that case, you open the door, sneak up these stairs, and when you get to them and look out onto the street, you can see the patrol has stopped at the far side corner where there's this addition onto the stone chapel building, and it seems that they are speaking with the crossbowmen you had seen at the corner, and stopped their patrol, kind of milling about in conversation, but they are still on the street, and there's the chance that you'll be seen if you make a break for it, but it's still an option.
I feel like we walk out casually, and if they're like, "Hey, wait, you stop! Why were you walking out of that weird door?" And we're just like, "Oh, okay, bye."
I'm pretending to be a mute. Will that go well? Probably not. All right, back down the steps to the door. When whispers to Acrio. They stopped. They're at the corner of the foundation, but I know we can't stay down here forever.
Okay, now's a good time as any.
Okay.
And follow her up, walking very casually. I am normal man. I do normal things.
In your ring armor and helmeted beak mask, totally not weird at all.
I'm totally normal. Clink, 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 clink.
Did you do anything to Earl's corpse before you left? Post necromancy?
No, I think Acrio just wanted to be rid of that whole feeling that he just entirely forgot that he could mend what he just did, at least a little, after breaking all of those wards.
Then yeah, you are at the top of these stairs with soldiers to one side. I will have both of you make stealth checks as you are attempting to be inconspicuous at best.
Sick. Can't roll more disadvantage.
Gee, Ricky, how come your mom lets you have 2 disadvantages?
Yeah, she probably just walks over here, pretending to be this
Doing any guidance?
one-eye patch woman.
Is guidance gonna save him?
5.
Is guidance gonna save him?
So you tell me what it is that draws attention to Acrio as you're attempting to leave this probably restricted area.
It's not that he's unstealthy, it's he did the thing that you're never supposed to do when you don't want someone's attention, which is look directly at them. Because people have like a superhuman sense of like knowing when someone's staring at them.
He's trying way too hard to be normal, and he's just like, I'm sneaking.
Yeah.
Mostly you're looking at the backs of the heads of these soldiers, but one of them shifts and you can see the crossbowman who was standing on the street in his sentry position, and just like even with this mask on, you can see that you're looking directly at him. He's looking directly at you as he looks past these other guards. Amrita, you can see walking away from you on the other side of from the opposite way of these guards is a man I presume you would at least vaguely recognize from the funeral when you first entered.
Yeah, but she wouldn't know his name. But probably sees that, notices that. Is there a way to... Are there actual bushes or trees right here and dirt?
Yeah, there's some landscaping and shrubbery in front of the
Jump into the bush to hide?
No, I was going to... So, I'll say in the moment of stealth when she sees probably Acrio trip or something, she went to put like dirt on her hands, like as if she was checking the plant. And then it is motioning for him to also check the plant. Like they're planting or checking the tree. I don't know.
I am a fully armored mercenary styled soldier right now.
Yeah, you don't have your garden mercenary. Every garden needs one. You have your gnome and you have your mercenary.
Yeah, but this one patched-eye woman is just like silent motion, asking his opinion to look at the tree, from the dirt.
I'll allow it. You're gonna have to make like a deception check with disadvantage, but
oh no.
Can I?
You know what? Who's making the deception roll?
Yeah, because
it's Amrita's idea.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Possible.
Just as you're doing that, Amrita getting down on one knee and dirtying your gloved hands and going through some of the wood chip mulch around the base of these shrubs growing in front of the chapel. Acrio, you glance. You don't have great peripheral vision through this mask, so the beak still turns conspicuously as you see the crossbowman leaning into the sergeant and pointing your direction, and they all start to turn and stare that way, and then start to change formation as the sergeant will take the lead and start moving that way.
Amrita, what do we do? Oh god, he's moving all of them. Wait! Give me...
Amrita, what do we do? Whose idea was just to put dirt on my hands. What do we do?
I was trying to help him to make it look like he was falling.
I need a scene for escape routes given to me.
What do you mean?
Like alleyways, knock-overable objects.
If it turns into a chase, there are elements of that could come up in it. if that's what you want to attempt to do.
Amrita. Chase
Just pretend
time.
you're the bodyguard of this slightly not there woman.
No, I have disadvantage on everything. My 2 charisma
shit, you do.
isn't going to help here.
And
he
your
does
speed
have
is halved, right?
2 levels of exhaustion does mean
Yeah.
halved speed.
Oh shit! I'm just gonna have to kill everyone.
No,
God.
you know what? No. I have energy. I could run. This will suck, but I could do it. Like, I'm a deranged woman. What I patch? Yeah.
Do we
I don't
run
know.
together, or is it separate for a chase?
I mean, you can split up if you want.
I feel like
go for the slower guy in that case.
You know what? If we're together, then maybe your super speed and my half speed can balance out each other.
You ever heard the phrase "you're only as fast as your slowest person"?
If you're being chased by a bear, you don't have to be that fast. You just be faster than the slowest guy.
Yeah.
Have a heart attack right now. Do it.
Heart attack. Oh god.
Do we have any influence, Jake? Because I think I've had a pretty long conversation and a pretty low perception, so I don't think I'm hearing this, but that's my opinion.
Probably not. Yeah, you're not hearing what's going on. Halana might, but
Yeah, would Halana
nobody's really
maybe-
said anything.
Yeah, like, I don't know. Considering she was outside, would she have got, like, a vague idea of, like, the baseline level of noise for the guards and if it had increased in any way?
It hasn't really increased, although after Ratcliff left, and he's on the street at this moment and will glance back at the soldiers approaching, but it doesn't really matter to him, so he will continue on his merry way. Halana could potentially then, because she was kind of posted outside, move to the edge of the door again, look outside and inside both.
Yeah, I think that's what she'll do. As soon as, like, it leaves and it looks like the situation is tailing, she's going to kind of return back to what her original post up outside and just take a peepo.
I have an idea. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No, what is
Casting
no.
magic already got added to my charges. Don't get them also added to your charges.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Acrio is going to see the guards, understand how tired he is, look at Amrita, look at them, and 3rd level blindness deafness on the sergeant and the crossbowman, the 2 people that are probably the most dangerous, and then run.
Okay. Gotcha.
So that'll be con saves for both of them.
So just 2 of them can be caught by a 3rd level? Gotcha. Constitution
Yeah, and it's
saving
not
throw.
concentration, so I could blind the other 2.
Interesting.
You might have entered it wrong, because that seems like a really...
It's not concentration. I looked it up on...
But at the end of each of the turns, they can make a save. That's the way it works.
Okay.
Gotcha. So it's not just a permanent effect. That's why I was like, whole minute that seems really...
You're blind now.
Boom.
Whoa, blindness be upon you.
Nice sight. I think I'll take it.
I think the sergeant probably succumbs to that. And the crossbowman.
Yes!
Both of them fail. What does it look like when you afflict blindness on these 2 people?
In a fucked up way, when he points his spear out at them, and that same sharp black tip, rather than magic coming out of it, this black smoke gets pulled out of their eyes and into the spear, and they're left with just the same blackened eyes that Pearl had when she was revived.
Mm-hmm. There is a visible reaction as the sergeant stops dead in his tracks and just grabs onto the faceplate of his helmet and like throws it open, trying to rub his eyes, unsure what's going on. there are verbal components to this spell, so you would have had to have been speaking in something, but I will have you make be a good check for to I'll have you make a stealth check. And yeah, it'll be at a disadvantage, not because of your armor, but because of exhaustion.
Does he get a bonus for that because he's talking into a beak?
No.
Okay.
So the sergeant and the crossbowman then also is hit with the wave of this, and one of the halberdiers with him looks back and is shocked by what's going on, seeing this like weird smoke coming out of the face of one of his fellows. And the second will quickly turn and recognize that, this weird hollow reverberating voice from inside the mask is speaking at the same time that this is going on, recognizing that there is some spell. You guys have like a split second to do something before they react.
Blindness this on the other two.
God.
Actually, that might be a good idea. I might. Do I want to waste another third level? Am I going to?
Do you want to go to prison?
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna cast it again.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast it on the two halberdiers.
You get blindness, and you get blindness.
And this is after backing up. Like now
Sure.
He's moving away and just continuing to mutter the same.
Yeah, there's a 30-foot range, so you still have to be within 30 feet of these other two. What about the two ladies, Alana and Amrita?
Probably backing up. Amrita, I'd imagine, would turn to the door and see Alana or whatever, and I don't know if she'll whistle or not, but she'll just nod her head to like they need to go.
And do you go?
Yeah, Amrita was probably just going to go because this isn't how she was expecting it to go.
I think Helana, seeing that, is probably thinking it's probably not the smartest to run with the people who are currently running, and is going to back cautiously back into the chapel like, oh no, there's trouble afoot. It's time to duck into the safety of the chapel.
Acrio is having to shuffle and stumble back, still drained of his vitality and unable to move as quickly as he would like to, just feeling this like ache and exhaustion weighing him down as he's trying to split focus between that and channeling this magic and cast this rather powerful spell. The other two guards,
everybody's blinded.
For the next few moments, everyone is blind. Amrita, you can bolt, and are you going to try to keep pace with Acrio, or go as quickly as you can to get to some kind of safety?
I think she will make sure that he catches up so she can say that they need to go back to Withering Heights, right? I almost said Wuthering. I'm sorry, but he did a play on words on that Gothic literature. I'm like, hoo-hoo. Yes.
It's Wuthering, not Worthering. Not Werther's original Heights.
You know what? There's too many dang W's, ERs, and whatever. But yeah, try to just go back to the hotel.
And Acrio trying to dash away at that point. As his stubby little legs will carry him.
As my eepiness.
Then yeah, Amrita dashes quickly, keeping an eye over her shoulder behind her. Acrio is completely impossible to keep up, so you have to find a place you can duck behind something and wait for him to move and slide down an alley. I would think potentially as Acrio is, trying to move to her direction, she just reaches out behind something and yanks him down somewhere toward a safer location. While that is all going on, suddenly, I think, Amrita, you would storm past this well-dressed man in the tailcoat and frilly cravat with this stovepipe top hat as he watches you go, disappear from sight. The guards will scramble after a few moments. All of them will eventually, incrementally begin to get their eyesight back eventually passing a few con saves just over time, but they have no real way of knowing. They'll start asking on the streets if people had seen where you had gone, but it'll take some time for them to even figure out what had happened.
Yeah. Hopefully by that time, they're long gone.
You are.
Yeah.
Sick.
But yeah, the Cillian and Helena are left alone with a mortician and a moon sage. What are you guys doing?
Sounds like the start of a joke.
I was about to say a mortician and a moon sage walk into a bar.
Like the long face.
I think I'm gonna excuse myself. I'll say, I'm sure I heard some commotion outside.
Likely, yes.
At this point. And I'll say, like I said, I should be off. This place is getting crowded. Something's going on outside, and I should give the guards their room to deal with that. I thank you for your time again.
Quite wise. They are good at their jobs, but they do need space for it. Blessings be upon you.
Likewise. And I walk out the door like nothing's happening. I'm a bit surprised when I see guards asking questions to people.
They'll probably stop and, ask if you saw anyone on the street, but you didn't and can lie also, but...
I did. They went that way.
The opposite way.
Accidentally points the exact way they went.
Helena's like, shit, no.
I was inside. I didn't even hear anything happening. I'm sorry.
Very well then.
Look.
Spread out. Search down those ways.
And I disentangle myself from this place.
Good decision. Amrita and Acrio will head back to the hotel where you had been staying. The other two can do so as well, or unless you have other plans.
Take a long, winding way back, but
No,
same destination.
Yeah,
Beeline.
exactly. And on this trip back, I want to discover where the judge's residence is in this town.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Sure.
so we don't have to look for it another time.
Just in case.
Yeah, that's doable. I'll have you make an investigation check, but you can use your charisma if you prefer. Takes some time, especially once you get closer to the more affluent neighborhoods, the lighted streets where you see though it's midday, the light posts on the corners and at intervals, residences with grassy yards and such, trees, some of which are in bloom, some of which are like fruit trees. Guards start to be a little more like not willing to just tell you where people live, but eventually, as the day gets a little bit further along, you can figure out somewhat by process of elimination where the residence of this judge Pondersmythe.
Okay, that's all. Just take a quick. Oh, that window I could get into. And yeah, casing the joint, but I don't want to case the joint. I just want to walk out front.
Diet case.
Like I don't want to walk around it, or because I'm a worker in clothes, and Ratcliff just saw me, and if he sees me here, things are gonna be bad. So I just want to walk past, know where it is, and then go to the hotel.
There's a fair amount of property upon which this estate sits. You would guess probably somewhere between 40 feet of like lawn and pathways and, well-kept gardens on either side of the house, wrought iron gates and fences that guard the property, trees dotted at intervals up the pathway, and like a row of flowering hedges right up the center of the path. House itself is 3-story, very sharply pitched roofs, which you take note of as being like very difficult to try to climb on, though you could maybe get around on the eave.
Question I probably couldn't get an answer to by just looking, but I'm going to ask it anyway.
Sure.
Does this seem like the kind of residence where the servants would be staying in the house, in like a different section of the house, or would they be living elsewhere.
Make an architecture check. I don't know.
Yeah,
History?
exactly. I was like, that seems a bit shot in the dark, but
Yeah, let's go with history. I like that.
Because it might necessarily like just be like, does this seem like the kind of house where they would have staff on site? Like, are we Downton Abbey?
Like Downton Abbey, yeah.
Yeah. Like, do they go to
Would-
downstairs?
Would you be more rich if you had your servants live in your house, or more rich if you had them not living in your house?
In either case, Cillian can't tell for sure.
yeah.
I think you'd be more rich if you had them living in the house, just because you need the space.
Because, like, yeah,
You'd need an entire downstairs department and also upstairs sleeping quarters.
yeah.
Like you'd
But
need like at
also-
least 2 whole floors dedicated to just the staff.
If all the staff are living separately, you're probably bankrolling all those houses that they live in. And you're like, I don't want them in my
I mean,
house.
only via their wages.
Yeah, you pay them the same wages regardless.
You'd probably pay
Yeah.
them more if they were living off-site.
I would.
But
I
yeah,
don't know.
well,
If I paid my maid, I wouldn't pay her more to show up at a certain time versus live at my house. But that's just me.
Poor person who doesn't have servants.
I'm gonna look this up now. It's gonna bug me.
all right. But as they finally probably stop running and they get closer to the hotel, and it's still just Amrita and Acrio, she'll just start a private conversation between the two of them. Are you all right?
Tired. So tired.
Yes,
Not
I think
even-
you and the others. You go.
Not even the mental tired, just whatever that thing did.
Yes, you will all require a lot of rest and probably other things. I would have to recall more information on Djaimes, but they take quite a bit of energy from the human soul.
Yeah. Let's just get back, hope everybody else shows up, and then we can either hunt down this Ratcliff, or we just try and hunt down the Heim.
Well, and that detective never gave a time limit. Correct, just said to try and solve this problem.
Yeah, but every day we're here, Lorelai's still in there.
I would hate for her to be trapped in there as long as Tiberius and the rest of the companions he and Helena know, if it is as she said. All right, we'll go into one of the rooms that either you or Cillian had gotten. Just wait till they get back.
Yeah. Thank you for the help, by the way. I don't think I could have done it, even though I still question what I've just done. At least we have some more answers now.
Yes, well, you've always been there. Can I ask you a question? I know you say there are times where, and this is probably due to Cillian's curse, but do you remember how the family dinner went with your family? Or when we got to Braylet, anything? Or what does it feel like if you feel like you've never knew him to begin with until just recently or 2 months ago versus as long as we've all actually known her, which maybe 5, roughly 4 months?
I can imagine it's a bit like amnesia, being told that something happened, but it's not quite like amnesia. Amnesia is like everything disappears, but everything still happened. The dinner, the fights, it's just whatever Cillian was not there. You say he's there, but my mind says he wasn't. And my work says that I've done things for him, but my mind says that I didn't.
I suppose that
people
makes
say
sense.
that he was my friend, but I'm not sure.
I guess only time will tell.
Yeah. Alright, we got a lot to do. Best we get our rest in, and hopefully everybody else shows up.
Yes.
and presumably they do, though perhaps not together at the same time, keep a little bit of distance, show up, a couple minutes after one another. Alana's not even got a room, so she can sneak in if she prefers.
It's going the same way I came this morning.
You just act like you belong there. Nobody gives a shit.
Yeah. I was bleeding on this bed like a few hours ago, so basically mine.
Right. I imagine I come in last because of the detour. Is everyone in my room? Or is Acrio?
Acrio's probably in his.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty just probably just out by the hall looking at the set of books.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a bathhouse a part of this?
So yeah, Acrio, if he were to look around a little after his showing up the first night at this hotel and just crashing during this afternoon with a bit more time and just exhaustion weighing on you, look through some of the doors, you find large closet space for an ample amount of luggage and a room next to one of the walls, the exterior walls of the building, where there's a rather large, like, porcelain clawfoot tub. There are no spigots or anything because they don't have plumbing, but there is a tub with a drain, and if you were to ask, you can find out that there's a charge for them to like boil some water and bring it up the stairs and fill it for you.
Yeah, and the time it takes Cillian to get there, he'd have paid for that.
It's 8 copper pieces.
Sick.
Mostly the, bellboys and staff will haul up several large buckets of water that they dump in and you feel are cold, but then the last one is this steaming bucket that's like obviously very freshly boiled that they will add to it to balance the water out, warm it up, and bring you like this little rack with different soaps and perfumes that you can see are used. Like they're not full, not the soap, but the little bottles and stuff. They're not full.
Okay, thank God.
It's like people have used that sort of thing before
like
in
a
the
hair
past.
stuck to one of the bars.
Gods. He'll have his solo bath episode.
Somewhere in prison, Lorelei's like,
2. Once
Yeah.
in Silburn when he fell asleep again in Henwick.
Yeah.
Well, Lorelei
While
fixing
he's
everything.
while he's taking his bath with like a bunch of the soaps like poured in for like essentially a bubble bath, staring at his hands, and throughout the course of the bath he's trying to like repeatedly clean his hands in the water, like there's grease and oil and soot on him, but he just cleans his hands raw, like he can't get off something. And that's it. What are you laughing about? What are you laughing about?
There's just something funny outside.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, this funny outside people.
There is still that strange just below your elbow appearance of the flesh, zigzagged, the different coloration and the scarring there, the many various scars that you've taken since you were sent out, or really since you began wandering out of Braylet, getting caught in scrapes, having to run from things occasionally that may or may not have been something behind that broken twig. You're not sure. You can never really be sure what you might have encountered since you traveled the Elgid grounds, the practice and the training, the injuries you took just from fellow Cathars in training during sparring sessions, from the time you went on the road and encountered these new people, and through it all still just trying to get clean of whatever it is that's not really there.
Then he takes a nap.
But you smell really nice afterward.
Yeah. we hunks you.
But yeah, when Cillian finally arrives, find Amrita out in the hallway, open atrium. Between all of the doors, you look to see where there had been blood on the ground this morning, all cleaned up, pristinely mopped as if nothing had ever happened.
Oh, thank Avacyn. You're alright. The guards are asking after you guys. Is Acrio okay?
Yeah, I think he's in the middle of a bath right now. I'm gonna probably... Looks down at like her hands that are dirty, but flips through the pages carefully, but he can see that she's watching out to make sure she's not getting dirt on the actual pages of the book.
Come inside. Open my door.
Find
I'm
Halana
just hanging
sitting
out in
there.
that. Yeah. It's just like, I can explain.
No, it's alright.
I came back in the same way I came in this morning.
That's pretty badass. I used to do that a lot.
Invasion of privacy, I couldn't stop.
Not many things private about me.
I've noticed.
I like Sharon. What can I say? Tell me you heard all that. Halana, come on. That was a... Okay, listen.
I caught some of it, yeah.
Okay, good.
It's terse.
Okay, one thing at a time. What exactly did you find out?
So, Ratcliff came in. I don't know if you saw him, but the man himself... Alright, I'll just try to start from the beginning. He came in angry, pissed off. He shouted about how Pearl was supposed to be warded, I think magically, and that something pierced through them.
Reigen would interject. He's more talking about his kid, the one that...
He was talking about the kid.
I think I called Grace was her name?
Grace, or
something? Would have been.
Or it would have been. He was angry about that. Stuff happened, I interjected, got myself into the conversation, and the priest started talking about a rumor about Pearl, about how she used to work for more well-off people. Some of those being the Burgomaster and his wife, the Vanderbilts, something akin to that. She gave her a tonic of some kind. Grab the book. You have it, right? Pearl's book.
Did you all forget? Was that the book that got covered in ink, or was that a different book?
Never mind then. But I read it thoroughly enough that I can recall some of the information.
All right. Anyway, she gave her something, and the birth was not very successful. Undeath was mentioned, and something akin to clawing their way out. Didn't seem very nice. Djaimes kept calling it a rumor, which only means I believe it more.
Does it sound like this is something Amrita would have also heard before in terms of monstrosities, or could be related to a Heim in any way, either or?
Make a religion check.
Okay.
You have advantage from Hunter's Bane.
Sweet. Okay, I was about to mention that.
As far as you're aware, the idea of what would have been a stillborn child becoming undead has never been mentioned anything you've ever heard about a Heim. As Acrio just like saunters in a fluffy robe.
His head done up in like a...
Yeah, by the time he walks in, Amrita will probably tear out a piece of parchment, lay it on the table, and begin writing stuff down that she recalls from the journal, since she had a pretty high role on the investigation. Yeah.
Sure.
I don't know if I need to roll anything else to make sure what I recall, but...
I repeat everything. Oh no, I repeat everything for Acrio. That's what I was going to say.
Sure. Yeah, Amrita, I don't know that you would... What are you trying to remember? Like, the main thing that stuck out to her was just like the random notes.
Names of herbs, maybe, or notes that looked
Sure.
like they might have been circled.
Without herbalism proficiency. I don't know that you would really know what many of them mean. You could probably remember a few names, but
Maybe she'll just write out the names and it's like, yeah, I don't know anything of a monster of that sort, and these are only just the few names I can remember from that book. Anything else? No.
It might not be related anyway. I just thought his baby was stillborn as well, or died in some way, and Pearl delivered this grace as well. I don't know, I thought it might be related.
Two stillborn children related to the same person? Did she give them whatever that antidote was to both of them?
It's possible. I'm not entirely sure.
And Amrita can't figure out what it is?
I was never good
not
at
from just
herbs.
yeah, without access to the journal. I mean, you can look through it again and see if there's a chance that there's something that comes up, but without proficiency in herbalism, it's not going to be easy. That's for sure. Be a great job for
Unfortunately, the
Lorelei.
person-
Wait a
I was
second,
gonna say, it'd be
Robin.
great.
Unfortunately,
It'd be great.
yeah, that's what I said. That's what
Let me
she's
get
trying
to
to
my
say. It's
segue.
like, yeah. As I was saying, the person that is more well versed in that things is not with us, so I only can recall the little things and the words that I saw in it, notes that might have been of significance, but now the journal is ruined.
Based on
More room.
Alana's experience with passing messages, does she have an idea of what her success rate is with getting stuff into the prison?
I don't know that she ever would need to, really, but if she did, there's a chance that it's possible. Because
Is this
passing
person
along
that isn't
rumors
here-
and information is a lot easier than, physical objects or anything like that.
Is this person that isn't here to help right now the one that's in prison?
That would be correct.
I saw.
Well, if it hinges on it, I could try get a message in.
It could be important.
I don't know
think.
how a message would get from, Tiberius to your friend, but
Well, he would at least know her name, since she was there when we went to go see him.
I think we have other avenues still. More rumors is something the priest said was the previous person. You remember Djaimes now working for a rich family, something I inquired, asking about in the graph. It's some judge with a complicated name, and I went to look at his house actually to make sure I knew where it was. Apparently the previous butler disappeared mysteriously. People are thinking he had something to do with it. His character doesn't seem clean. I haven't put the pieces together yet, but they're floating around each other.
Something
Well,
tells
they're
me.
scattered across the winds.
But it all hinges on a dead person we've already talked to, and James Ratcliff.
You guys succeeded then?
Yeah.
Okay, what'd she say?
Man who's visiting them, James Ratcliff. I don't know if she was lying, but that's the name she gave us. Help me out here. I didn't write anything down.
hold on.
Yes, that is the name.
Natural birth?
Yeah, natural birth.
She said it was.
And
To her
death.
knowledge.
Natural birth, natural
Yeah,
death.
sure.
But It's like, I imagine the two of them, Amrita is not really looking at Halana and Cillian during this whole time, but looking at Acrio because her own thoughts definitely seem to be muddled from whatever happened down there, but she doesn't want to say shit. So it's like, no. That's it summarized, I should say.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
Alana, you're pregnant. And my wife. Just, if anyone asks.
What?
It had to happen. There was no other way. It was the only lie
You're an
available to me.
idiot.
No, I'm not. It was a perfect lie.
Where's the wedding ring then?
I could steal one?
Let's not commit a crime for the sake of another crime. That's how you get double charges, first of all.
Yeah.
Clearly you just didn't think about the outcome of that. There's just several pieces of that story that fall apart under scrutiny, but you know what? Fine.
Yeah, but people
little
never
bit of-
scrutinize if they see my smile.
I think you did it while you were unconscious as well, so
Really?
yes.
Well,
It's like
you were
could
in
have,
my
like, heads-
room.
Yeah, but like a heads up ahead of time, like before getting to the chapel. Like, by the way, I said you were my wife, just so I can
giving
go
you
along.
a heads
I'm
up
not
now.
a liar, really, but I could have gone along with it.
Well, the people at the church didn't know. Only the people I talked to here knew. And now I'm telling you. I'm a good boy.
Listen, it doesn't matter. Just what do we have to work with right now?
Djaimes, by the looks of it.
We're gonna need to tail him.
Or we take a second visit to her shop and see if there's anything we find that you didn't find the first time. How well did you rip that place apart?
Not very well at all. We had to leave very quickly because Malcolm showed up. Mulvine.
I don't doubt that they've already torn that place apart and taken all the good stuff, but maybe we find
Yeah,
something.
so it's probably too late, but
Hmm.
But right now, all of you look terrible and look like you could use rest. I don't think there's any figuring out this time of day.
We will. I also think it's important to just take out of the graph, try to notice what was making sounds.
Why would Djaimes need Pearl to be protected?
I misunderstood that. I don't know why she's died, though.
Reigen would interject. Did say something about that, where he seemed rather adamant. More about that than his own kid, I think. But that's just my perception.
He did seem to care about her in some way.
So he knew something was dangerous was going to happen to her, and he took steps to hopefully ensure that that bad thing didn't happen. He knew the Heim was going to come for her.
If it was the Heim, which that is the only
All
thing
fingers
that makes
pointing.
sense.
The simplest solution are almost always the one.
Can I have Cillian make an insight check in retrospect for
Retrospect.
on Reigen's behalf? If you roll a nat one, it won't matter for this. So
Morgan's like, what am I to do with this boy?
I'm tired, man.
He's like, it's no excuse.
I'm actually going to go with a 13 because this is for Reigen's insight. He's not
Okay.
exhausted; he's just dead. So with a 13, he would say,
Good shirt.
didn't strike me that he knew something was going to happen. He didn't like people were talking about it after the fact. It's causing rumors.
I repeat the exact words out loud.
I believe the rumors part.
And that's straight from Reigen. He knows, you know.
Then I think our best bet still lies in getting answers out of him.
I mean, he seemed like he had several sticks up his ass. I don't think he's the type to talk so candidly.
So we threaten him.
not saying that.
I'm saying that.
I might be saying that.
If it gets us
Cillian, you would
closer
also-
to murder.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just said if it gets us closer to who murdered them.
Cillian, you would also recall the last thing, really, that since Strode had mentioned under his breath was that the Ratcliff family had not generationally inherited that position of, the estate manager for a prominent family which is the way things are done in richer upper class areas. The one butler has a kid and then he passes it on to his next kid and everything like that. And then he said something about how it would effectively, it seems like it would end with Djaimes as it had begun. But he did not
Oh, I
elaborate.
did miss that.
Oh, did
Like it
someone
wouldn't be
curse
passed
James?
on.
He,
All of James' heirs were murdered.
Everyone he
wouldn't get
cares
passed
about?
on.
Maybe that's why his wife's still fine.
Everyone you
So-
love dies.
His wife's still alive, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's cold.
She's not a direct bloodline. It's okay.
Neither's Pearl.
So that's why Pearl's gone then. Cared about her?
Maybe. He certainly visited her every day.
So if it's the hind, why did it attack me? Just because I called out to her?
Maybe.
Just sits and thinks again. I don't remember if there's any more information though, other than that of how Heims can really appear.
I
Right?
don't. Make another religion check.
Okay.
Guidance.
Sure.
Fuck you. As
Well,
I hear her brain turning wheels, I'm like,
She's like sitting thinking for a second. Would it still be advantage with the Hunter's Bane?
not
D4.
D4. No, not
What?
1d14.
Ah! I wonder
Wow.
if I should have used my Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Wait.
With a 15, I mean, or you believe that these fiendish entities, these semi-incorporeal demons, feed on negative emotion. They sap vitality. They weaken the people that they are attached to. And because they feed on that, there's a chance sometimes they will act on that sort of thing as well.
Wait.
Whoa. Hang on.
Oh,
Sorry.
Jimmy Neutron's having a brain blast.
My brain also broke for a second. You may have to.
Is the Heim attached to James Ratcliff and it's feeding off his depression? Like it's feeding off his despair when it kills everyone that he cares about. Why it attacked Cillian, I don't know.
I don't know. There's a lot of different things, but they feed on negative things. It's definitely a big one. I
Either
don't
way,
know.
all
I
roads
don't
do
know.
seem to be pointing at James, though. Every
Yeah.
avenue. So what? I can lay traps. Do I have to now trap a person?
I kind of like that.
I'm not feeling great about the lack of hesitation in that from everybody. Saying trap a person is a lot. The fact that you all considered it has me a little worried.
He killed a guy to get higher up. Fuck him.
I mean, do you know if he killed him?
He probably killed him. Or the hind did, around him.
Good about
Way of
position.
knowing that.
Only problem is, how do we catch a butler without alerting everybody else?
Catch him on his
Don't know.
way to the.
There's a funeral in a couple of days for Pearl.
He'll definitely be at that.
Say we do catch him. What are you guys gonna get out of him?
Let's see if there's a demon tethered to him. And then a bit of polite convincing.
He's gotta know more. And the picture is not complete yet. And Mulvane doesn't seem to know, right, Acrio?
Not a clue, or he'd have me behind bars.
That strikes me as odd, especially if people are talking about, how he took the place of someone else. I'm sure there are investigations into it. He must be really good at his job.
But if
Or
they have
hiding
other problems
things.
happening in the town itself with other monsters and such, there's no time to properly look at the picture.
I want to confirm our theory that people around him keep dying.
Can you get more information from Ballister? Do you think he would know?
He would know people who would know.
Might be worth a shot keeping an eye on his wife.
You have what,
If we capture him, I have a solution. No torture, no torment, no threats, no nothing. It's a spell. And it'll get us the answers we need. I just need time to rest.
Yes.
Can I change spells on a short or long?
It's a long rest.
Got it. All right. Time to long rest until this funeral. How long?
Yeah.
Possible.
A lot of bubble baths.
I think when you had talked in the past about, people were surprised he had buried his child back in the neighborhood where, his family had come from, you would probably have gotten a general idea of where he lives now, which neighborhood. People have been a little bit like uppity about it, like, oh, lives over on the west side now.
He thinks he's better than us.
I think they should start with tailing him. See what he does, see what he's like, see where he goes.
Then I leave that to you and Amrita, because I certainly won't be doing that.
Okay.
I can help tail a little bit. I'm a little better at non-human things.
You seem like it.
Al was always the tracker. Alana was the trapper.
Capturing those traps.
It's like, if only Al was here.
Now, do we think this ties in any way to what you're dealing with, Alana? It doesn't seem like it does, right?
It doesn't really, no. But
would be convenient anyway.
It's a lead, which is more than what I currently have. It's a lead on something.
If we get some leverage with Mulvane, maybe we can help Tiberius in some way.
Do you want your dagger back, Alana?
Oh, yeah, I gave you that. Glad we didn't need it. I'll take that. I will take that back if you don't mind. You probably already have silver on you already.
As I said, he points at Acrio. Usually carries most of it, all of it for us.
What do I do?
Carry silver, apparently.
Carry silver, well. Cillian's got two massive silver short swords.
Yeah, I actually have none of the silver. It is all currently made into two giant scissors.
Such an efficient use.
They're
called the undead thread.
Oh no, my zombie cloth?
We're happy to call this day here then? Yeah.
Yeah, keep watches in the night. I don't think we should all just be on the same floor, same destination. If anything happens.
Sure.
I'll take the window out again. And this time I'll come at sunrise. How's that? Unless you feel like you're going to be attacked by another shadow creature.
I'll just feel only happy emotions, and I'm sure it'll be fuck off.
Is the plan to pick up Ratcliff's trail from the point he leaves his house to go to work potentially, or after work to go to potentially back to his house or wherever? It was around lunch hour when he had showed up at or actually it was a little bit past when he had showed up at the chapel.
Well, I just don't want to have disadvantage on my stealth.
Yeah, I mean, if Amrita...
You don't have to
And-
trail her tonight if you don't want to.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
like-
think I would.
Does exhaustion go down on our shorts in this modified version?
So
Wow.
it's a long rest.
Fuck
Mm.
off.
It's pretty harsh.
Rough.
It's normal rules.
That is
So,
really rough. Is there any
It's
precautions
rules?
I can take during this night so that I could get advantage on my stealth tomorrow? Like clothing or planning or...
Wrap your shoes in some socks.
Yeah, exactly.
Make your footballs extra quiet.
Is there?
I can maybe like roll my levels of supply to see if I have something for...
Sure. Yeah, you can try see if there's something in the supplies that will help bolster that.
Which was what again?
Be a D100. What is your current level of supply?
3.
So you'll have to roll a 30% or lower.
Okay.
Small money.
What is Cillian's storage container like? What does he keep his stuff in? It's a backpack. What's it look like?
I think he put it all in the Griffonite bag he found in the tower near Silburn.
For sure.
Which is like
basically, it's
post-medi,
not
right?
a pocketed bag, yeah. So it's it's a drawstring bag, but yeah, you can definitely do that. It's all just in there. But you're used to people who travel with like rucksacks and the tied up kerchief on a stick, travelers. So it's not uncommon to see people who just like throw everything in one bag and sling it over their shoulder. But yeah, unfortunately, as you're going through it, very disorganized, becomes a little frustrating as you realize there's nothing that's really going to help you unless you like just sleep off this feeling of like lethargy.
Okay. That's all I got. Oh, I actually do want to do this. I'm gonna silently pull a card. Asking the other world for a card that will represent Djaimes.
That was a 6. Interesting.
Yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. As you pull this card, it is upside down when you first pull it and look at it, but you recognize the 4 of Swords, the mercenary card. And inverted, it typically means those who fight for power or wealth, typically meaning on behalf of, though you think maybe it means to gain as well.
And that's just for myself. I don't share that. And try to get any rest in.
You all can begin a long rest, though it's back to back with another one. You can certainly try. Would you be doing anything light over the, and those who don't have exhaustion, over the next day? Specifically, Helena and Amrita go off and do their little side quests.
She really wants to go to the mail office, but I don't think that's going to go well for her if she does, with everything right now.
What, being a wanted fugitive?
Yeah. Be like, hey, can I have this person's mail? And be like, why do you want this person's mail, though? Or are you a friend of this person? Think about it. Big
It
brain.
does seem hazardous.
No. Yeah, so I think she would also just try and take a bath, maybe. And, like, pay for it or something.
You have 8 copper?
Yes.
I'll show for the money.
I can get it myself. It's fine. Well, wait. I put this in.
I mean, sure, I like having way too much money, and you not having enough and paying for it. It's fine with me.
Okay, fine.
It
Just need to get this
is
dirt off
being
my
brought to
pants.
Leonard Grind's room, so
Yeah.
How many
quickly
wives
shuts
does this
the
guy
door.
have?
weird stingy and shit.
Them Stensians. They take multiple wives because they're not sure if
Them
all of them will make
Stensians.
it.
Oh god. But yeah.
Starting
I think
some
she
new
quickly-
rumors.
Yeah. Oh god.
Muddy the waters with our own rumors.
Is there a mirror in this bathroom as well?
There is.
Yeah. I like to imagine she just stays in there in silence for a moment and soaks her hair, and it's probably straight since it hasn't been like that in a long time, and just stares in that mirror for a long time. And she probably like comes out, tries to dry the hair, but it gets a little bit wavy. If Cillian is still in there, is doing something else, like, you know what? This is a stupid request. But you can trim clothes. Can you just trim a little bit of hair? Not a lot, just a little bit.
Yeah, I can. Can ask my aunt for help. Or they're all not dead. I can ask someone for help.
Yeah, just knots on the end.
Okay.
Probably sits near the window or something.
As a joke, I grab Argon. You ready?
Hilarious.
It is, I know. I grab my old scissor blades. And
Yeah,
cutting hair
just
isn't
quick
necessarily
before it gets wavy.
proficiency, and I feel like Cillian would have proficiency in it. I think he did this a lot. Back in camp.
Yeah, I mean, I would say it's just a fairly low DC, to cut hair. So, and it probably won't require, or be affected by exhaustion. So you can do a straight roll, probably dexterity for the fine trimming. Do you want me to describe the hair cutting?
Just like a brief trim, like boom. That's funny.
Amrita, you can feel as Cillian's hands like move behind your hair, kind of like bringing it out away from you, kind of like cascading down his fingers before he like takes the scissors, and like you hear that crunchy like snipping at the ends of them.
I think Cillian forces it to be pretty intimate. Like too slow, brushes your neck often, stuff like that.
It's like, nah, I gotta cut it from the front, so he like reaches around to tip her hair.
Probably.
Gives her fringe.
But yeah, I think she probably almost gets caught in a daze at some point.
Amrita, you recall every few weeks taking this short razor blade and sitting on the porch of this house, this cabin in the woods, while Tiberius was perched on a stool just looking out into the trees, and you would take this blade over the sides of his hair where he had it long on top but always kept the sides very short, and he could always do, before you met him, a decent enough job, but there were always spots he missed, and you would always prefer to take over and do the back where he couldn't see.
Yeah.
Did I do it wrong? I'm sorry. I was I was trying to, not do a whole lot because it didn't feel like you would like that.
No, I just feel. I just need some water, is all.
I'll get you some. Something on your mind?
Yeah, nothing's on my mind. Everything's fine.
All right.
I'm not even gonna try and roll on deception because it's hey, no matter what. So.
I make a fool of myself every day. Don't be afraid to tell me, even if it's dumb, or even if it's significant.
Sits and leans back and like runs her fingers through her own hair at this point. Huh, not bad.
Yeah, pretty good at this.
No, I'm just thinking of the regretful thoughts is all, and I have no one to blame but myself.
That suck. I used to, when I was little, I still do this. every time my mom was upset at herself and she wouldn't know what to do with her emotions, I would annoy her so that she could get angry at me. Because we cannot deal with the things inside our own heads. Something my mother used to say about my father was that, or any relationship really, was that they know you the best in the world, so they know how to push your buttons. And sometimes you want to get your buttons pushed. I believe that wholeheartedly. Sometimes you need to get angry or annoyed or frustrated, because if you don't, it's just roiling inside, and it's a fucking poison is what it is. You don't have to tell me now, or ever, really, but just be aware of that poison, please. I'm a little too aware of it, and I almost lost Lorelei because of that. But if I try to lessen it, how about you try to increase it? Because I want to know what's happening inside your head. I'm so fucking interested.
I don't know what's happening inside of it. I get rid of the stupid eye. And I think things should have become clearer, and then they didn't.
We always hope things become clearer, or we do something and now we're happy. And the thing is, life is striving. You always want things to be different. You always want things to be better. I want things to be better.
I guess. Fuck it. But she looks away, walks. I don't know if there's a balcony on this or anything, but she leans out and just stares over this town, this handweir she was never expecting to come to at all, but now she's here, and it's just like, I've been drifting for a very, very long time just to get and find what I was looking for. And then for a while there, I just decided that perhaps I didn't want to find what I was looking for, because then I just got really angry. But then the moment I saw what I was looking for and how it was different, I was angry at no one else but myself. There are these other feelings, I guess, that I've been cut off from for a long time, and I don't quite understand any of them. I talked to Lorelei maybe about it once before all that happened, but I don't really know. I
think she'd understand better than me. You don't want to be seen?
No, I can't hide myself anymore, but no matter what, that's why he's fucking traveling with people that have silver on them that were hunting a fucking werewolf. That's a joke, ain't it?
I lift myself onto the railing of the balcony, so I'm sitting it with my back towards air. It's ironic. Not the best joke. But let me be clear, I know you don't want to be seen. I want to see you. Every time I look at you, I am taken. I just want to see more. And know that I understand that sometimes care is complicated and multifaceted. I do not care if you care. And if that's not about me, that's fine.
I'm sorry. You need to be resting. You look really exhausted.
Okay. We'll try everything we can to get Tiberius out. Jump from the railing. These last few days have sucked. And we're angry and bitter, and there's not a lot of hope. Don't be scared of the feelings you're trying to hide. And I will never hide mine. I care about you. Now get out of my room.
Yes, thanks. And yeah, she just leaves.
I'm going to have Helana make 2 investigation checks. Over the course of the short rest that you would get through the evening, any of you who had suffered a reduction to your constitution score, it will heal back up to what it had been.
Nice.
Did you say 2 investigation checks?
Yes, please.
Okay. 1 was great and then 1 not so much.
No.
It covers it. It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
it does.
Yeah. So, over the course of the next day, while the main party is trying to recuperate from the after effects of this time attack, I think Acrio, probably too antsy to just stay put, will mosey down to the Traveler's Inn and just make sure the cart is secure, the horses are fine. Charity will give a little salute, like a Cathar salute to him, without, interacting, because it's weird that he dressed differently, but she saw his uniform after he had left, but indicates that she's taking care of things at the stables. Helana will have a bit of poor luck at the beginning, because from the Ratcliff residence, in the pre-dawn hours, before the sun is up, before curfew is broken, you see him exit his house where there's like a carriage waiting and several guards on horseback who will escort him. And you've seen this a bit in your time. People with privileges that are allowed to begin their work and move about during the curfew hours as long as they are escorted. And they travel down toward what you would assume to be the location where he butlers, but you have to keep a good distance, so you can't really tell if he ever breaks off or anything. Once you finally make your way on foot, not on horseback, through the streets, you're fairly certain you can catch sight of motion and things going on inside the estate, and the carriage he had taken being down the way to the stables that are on site. What you do find, more particularly after waiting out the day, before curfew begins, he will leave the premises, and Helana, you can follow him as he doesn't take this carriage anymore, and there are no guards. He'll walk through the streets. You can get a better look at him as he moves without the assumption of being observed, and yet at the same time, you think it almost looks like he consistently is looking over his shoulder. He's always making sure that no one is watching him or following him with a natural 20, and you keep up a fairly close pace as he moves through the market district and close to sunset toward the riverside of the town, nearish the docks, not incredibly far from the River's Rush pub. I don't know that you've ever been there, but you're familiar with it. And again, giving a glance over his shoulders, will duck inside a building that is unmarked. Doesn't quite look like a residence, but it doesn't really look like it's an establishment of any notoriety either.
No, how big of a building would you say this is? A little shack?
It's part of a string of Yeah, it's part of a string of, not track housing exactly, but buildings. They're all no alleys. They're all built onto one another. And yeah, it's hard to tell what it looks like. The windows are very small. There's probably candlelight that you can see inside them, but it looks reddish or purplish, as if there's colored curtain cloth in front of them to block you being able to see inside. And yeah, it's one of those things where if you were walking down the street, you would just have no reason to look at this place at all.
That's probably what he wants. I will keep a very close watch of the building, as not only to, look out for Djaimes eventually leaving, but also to try and get a really clear, because I imagine it's just like terraced, like it's just one slot in a row of books.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like trying to look for like a distinguishing characteristic to relay this to the others later. Like, it's the one with the hanging basket of flowers by the door. Just it's something distinguishing of any kind.
I think the biggest thing would be the purplish curtains that are in the glass windows. Very small windows, that big, that glass with the diamond pattern iron or whatever that goes through it. But the fact that it's got curtains on the inside that never open, as far as you see, the distinguishing feature of it. There will be some foot traffic in and out of the building, mostly what appears to you to be like locals, dock workers, potentially other laborers, the lower class. And after curfew, that's not a good sign. Just the fact that these are all people who are sneaking in and out of this building, take for that what you will.
This could be many things, and my imagination is so very odd that I think of 100 different things that this could be.
What would she do to get any more information, if she would, without the others?
I think what I would do is I would pull a Tristan, and she doesn't have a sanity. Damn it!
Just roll a d20. Assume she
I'll
has a 0.
I'll roll a d2 because I have one thought of mine. 2, I'll do it. No, I'm doing it anyway. When you flip a coin and it's like, when you flip a coin, it's like the coin will tell me what decision I want to make. And usually it's just because you know which one you wanted to make in the first place.
And then as soon as you see the wrong one, you're like, well, screw that coin. I'm doing it anyway.
Yeah, screw that. I make my own decisions. This is a game about free will. She will go... Does she... I think she would probably... Would you say she would have been wearing like the hood and high collar thing?
I mean, that's up to you, but probably.
When she first saw Djaimes, like, how different?
I would again say that's up to you. If she would have different look about her during the day, she still wants to remain
if she knew she was gonna go track a guy, she would probably like at least try and dress a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Just because
she's not dumb.
I brushed shoulders with him like yesterday. I'm not gonna show up in the exact same outfit, and then just sort of making sure that she doesn't look particularly identifying. She will just go and knock on the door. Wait, she'll watch first and see if they look like they're just being let in or if they are actually knocking, and just act like she's one of them. Just follow the lead of other foot traffic in and out of the building.
So what you would find, because you did roll a natural 20, I will say this applies to it. There's like a coded knock. Everybody going in seems to know the pattern, and you can listen to it a couple times so that you pick up what it is.
Yep, just repeat the pattern of the knock and walk in.
The door is opened for you, and Helana, you're met with low light and this tight corridor, but that opens up into almost like these little segmented, not cubicles exactly, but areas in this room that have this freestanding barriers set up between it. There's lots of like tapestries and beads and cloths hanging from anywhere that create this maze-like feeling, but you get this very intense aroma of like strong incense, and you are met with this...
I either walked into a cult or a brothel, and I don't like either one.
You are met with this figure who quickly brushes aside like this bead curtain to approach you. Older looking man, bushy white beard tied up at the end. He's got this flamboyantly large hat though it seems a little bit tattered, and a pipe that he's smoking in from beneath his like curled white mustache. When he takes a puff from the coals of this pipe in this low light, it's almost like his irises glow the same pinkish orange color. He has these gold jewelry on his fingers, one of which is a ring with a skull on it, and he will say, "And do come, welcome. I am Master Vistani. What can I do to please you?"
I knew it was a drug den. It's like,
Yes,
they're burning
hey, I've seen that
patchouli.
art.
I just know it. That's what the
Wait a
incense is.
minute,
It's patchouli. Well, I heard of this establishment and thought I'd pay a visit.
What is it that ails you?
Well, a few things. But right now it's I was just looking for somebody, but it's turning up blank, so I'm here.
I don't understand.
Neither do I, really. It's been a busy few days. I'm stressed.
That I understand. What is your poison of choice to take off the edge? We have many opportunities. Cannabis, cocaine, ether mist, milk of the poppy for the pain, dream
I don't
leaves.
remember the name of it exactly. It was recommended to me by the guy who told me to come here. Do you know it? Djaimes?
We don't use names here.
Oh, right. Polished looking guy, kind of has a air of arrogance about him. Usually wears a stupid hat.
Tips the back of his very large hat. And what did he say he recommended?
Recommended, I don't even remember the name of it. He didn't tell me the name. I mean, clearly you guys don't deal in names. But it was some kind of...
But we deal in substance. We deal in feeling. The intangible. What do you want to feel? You have trouble sleeping, you want to control your dreams, the dream leaf. Vampire's kiss for a romantic evening.
No, that's like a stress reliever.
Can I have you
Did
make
that
a
guy- did that guy
persuasion
con-
check?
Help! I'm not built for this. I'm not built for this in real life or on paper right now.
Cillian would be
Felt that in
so
my
jealous.
Not bad. We start you off with something simple, I think, yes. To ease you in.
Sure, something light. I only did a smaller dose of it when I tried it with the not named gentleman.
Oh, he was. Someone is moving my product outside of my establishment. It's not good. You see him, like, take another puff and his irises light up with the coals.
I mean, I don't even know if it was your product. It might have been something worse, probably. Definitely didn't smell this strong. Definitely didn't do anything to the eyes, either.
You're not ready for this. Please,
How
follow
open
me.
is this currently? Like, are we visible to many people?
So there are a lot of these, like, they're not private booths exactly, but like partitions that are set off for privacy. They're not like solid, that woven wicker type situation. You can see through some of them, but there's also a fairly open area in the middle that's just partitioned by drapery and cloth and beads and a lot of hammocks that are strung between pillars, and you can see people that are just like completely out of it.
So I have privacy by way of everyone's stoned.
Pretty much, as far as you
Okay,
can
cool.
tell.
Yeah, and then I think she would step in closer to him and sort of just lower her voice, like, all right, I'm gonna cut the bullshit because I don't have time for it, and neither do you. I'm looking for that man, and either you help me find him. How about I don't let you find out the end of that sentence.
Make an intimidation check.
Fuck.
La.
Good at this.
Oh.
Alright.
Can I switch them around?
You will see him take another drag from this pipe, and the light in his eyes is a little more intense, but you can see the corners of his mouth turn up with the twisting of his mustache. For we are purveyor of pleasures. If you want to find someone,
Someone who just walked in here. That's all.
this could damage my reputation, you understand?
I'll keep it quiet. I don't even
Would
want to
that
interact
be
with
worth
him.
my while? What would this do me in turn? What would be my pleasure from it?
Keeping your blood in you.
I've spilled many of that over my lifetime, and many more has been spilled by me. I'm old, the end of my rope anyway. I live to feel. You want to offer me a painful sensation? I am half numb already. This is not a threat to me.
I don't necessarily have money I can give you either. Look, I don't even want to talk to the guy. I just want to get eyes on him, and I'll be on my way. If you saw where he went, that would help. If you didn't, I'll go looking.
I think it's time for you to leave. If you have nothing to bargain with but idle threats, offer me something no one ever has before, yes?
Well, you said you're old. I don't exactly know what that means.
Surprise me.
I don't know how to surprise a dude. What do you give the man who has everything? I'm not going to fall into the trap of doing what Salty did last time an old man asked you to surprise him.
I see what
I'm not
you're
doing that.
Said offer him something no one ever has before. That's probably on the list of things that have been.
True.
Probably. If you particularly dislike the guy, could offer you front row seats to his incredible humiliation.
I tend to like paying customers.
He'll probably need a decent amount more of drugs once we're done with him, if I'm quite honest.
So you wish to create a new market. Up the demand. No killing.
Oh, no killing. No. Need to get, like, information out of him, but...
Come with me.
Okay.
He'll be leading you toward the exit, but he'll say, I cannot be seen with you. Not if this is going to go down the right way. Who are you looking for?
James Ratcliff. And she'll give a pretty comprehensive description of him. As well as the outfit she could, from the distance that she saw.
Oh, yes, I know. Plagued by the dreams, the nightmares. He wants to see his future. He might see you coming because of this, but I'm willing to take the chance. Could be entertaining to hear about.
It would be funny.
I'm not going to deliver him to you on a silver platter, of course, but yes, he is here. He will be for some time, likely until the morning hours.
And you said he takes what was it, the dream leaf?
Dream leaf, yes. You
Has he
could
ever
sample some if you would like to know the effects, yes.
No, don't. Not right now.
I cannot tempt you.
Maybe some other time. On the clock, currently. And yeah, she will sort of, as inconspicuous as possible, just spy on James for the next few hours.
Like I said, he had taken you to the exit because he doesn't want anyone to see that you're here. Because if you're going to rough up one of his customers, it's like can't be seen together. So he'll actually be asking you to leave, but
Lie in wait.
kind of tell, yeah, you can be outside if you would like.
Would you have rope on her? Do you think there's a ample sort of thorough way to sort of string a a tripwire of sorts. Not to set anything off, but just to make him fall ass over tea kettle.
Sure.
When he comes out. And hopefully that it's James that comes out first. Not some random bastard.
Yeah, I mean, you could set something up that's like you pull to create a tripwire in that moment so that other people just kind of pass over it, but then at the right moment. Yeah.
Yeah, and she'll do that.
Make a stealth check with advantage. Very nice.
In the shadows.
Position herself with this rigged up trickwire. There are numerous people that come in and out, but you create the illusion that you're just loitering in the area, as well as staying out of sight as much as possible. Nobody seems to pick up on this random, thin cord that you've gotten across the entryway. And eventually, it's late into the night at this point. You would guess somewhere between like 2 or 3 a.m. He will appear, and you can tell that he's been asleep. He's got that look like he's been partially face down, like the imprint of some cloth or something on one side of his face, but he'll adjust his hat and tailcoat, make sure cravat is in place before looking up and down the road, making sure there's no guards, which you've noticed don't seem to patrol this area, at least not very intensely at all. Everyone seems to know when the patrol is supposed to be there. Everybody knows when they can move freely. And yeah, he will begin to make his way out.
Then, as soon as the moment comes, just yoink!
Mm-hmm. Without any realization, he obviously has no ability to see in the dark. Very unceremoniously see his ankle catch, and he tries to stabilize himself, grab out for something, but he flails, does a turn into the street, landing in, pile of horse shit.
Take a minute to just appreciate, the schadenfreude of that. It's good. And while he's still lying down, I feel weird like taking the point on this, because like I'm basically playing an NPC, but I feel like she would be the type of person that's like, fuck, I'm gonna do it myself. Yeah, while he's lying down, she's gonna walk behind him, grab him by the back of the shirt, take the silver knife that Amrita had given back to her a few hours ago, and hold it to his throat. Keep him facing away.
Yeah, he'll try to look your way, but you can shove his
Easy.
face back down. If it's coin you're after, I have plenty of it.
Nope, no such thing.
What then?
There's been some talk going around about you, James, right?
It seems you would already know.
I'm after just some cooperation. You understand?
No, I don't think I do. What is this?
What's her name? Pearl?
Gets a look in his eyes, but it's dark and can't really make out what it means.
There's an investigation onto how she died.
Yes, there should be.
You don't know anything about that?
No, of course not. How would I?
Not even if I encouraged you a little bit? She presses the knife.
No. Nothing. I want this rogue found as much as anyone. She wasn't. Someone did this and I want them found. Do to them whatever you think you're going to do to me.
Well, that's the problem, is I'm not the one doing the investigating. But if you want to help, do you want to come with me? Help find them?
Bug then.
Sure, let's call it that. Let's call it whatever you want. Either way. Do you want to come with me and help?
No. No, I do not.
So you don't really want to know what happened to Pearl then, do you?
I have been assaulted in the street, made to fall into angels know what. At this unholy hour. As some rogue. This is not how investigations are done. I don't know what kind of vengeful acquaintance. I don't even know what you are.
Well, you know how people talk, right? What are people going to
Yes.
say if I hold you here for the next few hours and then let you walk by in the daylight, covered in shit?
Oh,
Or
there
maybe
will
you can
be...
come. Maybe you can come with me, and maybe we can get you a clean change of clothes as well.
Now that sounds good, but there will be a guard in due time. I can't imagine someone being held at knife point would be able to slide.
Oh, I
What
didn't
would
say
they
that
say
you would.
then?
I could throw you in the river. Can you swim?
You get the look that thinks he probably doesn't know how to swim.
So, that leaves us two options. I hold you in the river until daytime, where you can walk home in as much glory as you choose. Or you come with me, talk to some people, and then I'll get you some clean clothes.
Make another intimidation check, but you can't have advantage on this.
Yay. Why am I threatening a man with a knife? Ah!
Why not?
Alana!
No!
You bastard!
Yeah, with an 11, he would squirm back a bit from this knife that's still held to his throat, still trying to look back at you, which can force his face away to make sure he can't get a look at you. You know who I am. You know my position. You know I can have the gods called on whoever you are.
And who am I?
You have questions? Ask them, but I'll not be going anywhere with you.
Fine, you make it difficult, but I'll have to work with this.
Or rubs his face in the ground and like, oh, I'm the one making it difficult. Yes, of course.
No sass. Or my hand might slip. What wards should have been held in place? You were having a bit of an argument with a moon sage, maybe?
You can see him like actively processing, thinking back to everything that he had seen earlier in the day. Who would know about that? As you said, there are people talking, people claiming my child, my lost child, was somehow involved, somehow responsible. That is not possible. At least it shouldn't be. Certain moon sage you know about done his job.
You got any other enemies? Apart from me, currently.
You're no enemy. You're a paid ruffian. But of course I do.
I'm not even paid.
Takes a moment to process that as well. One does not achieve a position without stepping over a few people.
Anyone you know with magical
None
capabilities?
that would know anything about Pearl.
Pearl would never talk?
She would be smarter than that.
You ever, get cursed by anybody?
You mean like insults?
No, like an actual, I put a curse on you and your family and your family's family and that kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I would think I would know. So no.
What happened to the guy who had the job, had your job before you did? What happened to him?
Rumors. Scandal can change many a fortune.
So you spread some rumors about a guy, got him fired? You didn't. I don't know.
I fail to see what has to do with Pearl at all. Miss Weston's death.
Everything in Pearl's death is pointing at you. In some way.
And I fail to see how that's even possible.
All roads lead to you.
As I said, I was completely uninvolved.
Completely? Press the knife in a little bit.
There is absolutely no reason I would have wanted her dead.
If not you, then who?
She and I had another arrangement, and neither benefited from this.
You sure nobody knew?
Well, how can anyone be sure of anything? I didn't go around assaulting people at the knife point in the middle of the night. Maybe someone who had done that sort of thing might know a bit more. So no, I don't know.
How's your wife holding up?
At that, you definitely see him like turn, and you think he might have got a glimpse of you at that point, and there's a look in his eyes of like, make an insight check.
Oh, I'm better at wisdom. They're filming. That wasn't meant to be advantage. It's still a 5. I ain't see shit. It's dark. I'm pointing him away from me. I ain't see shit.
Yeah, there was definitely a look in his eyes, but as soon as you like shove his face away with your free hand that doesn't have the knife, curse yourself for not picking up on what that was. We are all in mourning. Some of us more than others.
I'm sure I'd be heartbroken to find that out about my husband.
Exactly what are you implying now?
It just seems that you and Pearl were very close. No one gets that.
As I said, there was an
Indignant.
arrangement.
What was the arrangement?
I am in no position to discuss rumors of impropriety.
So it was impropriety. I don't have anywhere further to go. So I think with the admission that it was impropriety, because he kind of just told on himself a little bit, she will move the knife from his throat and get up while keeping her knee like on his back so he doesn't like get up and look at her. You breathe a word of this and everybody knows. Got it?
Make another intimidation check.
With advantage.
Not this time.
No.
Because you stab him in the throat.
Big money! Much bigger money. Thank you, Helena.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
One that listens to me for once.
With your
Yes.
knee on his back, you can feel like a deflation as he will sigh and fine. We have to see how any of this is going to lead to Westing's killer anyway.
It'd lead us there a lot quicker if you were less of a, tight-lipped ragamuffin about it.
I told you from the beginning I was not involved. What was there to
And-
say?
I don't know. Literally anything, but we're trying to get to the bottom of it.
She
Hopefully.
delivered all of my children despite her fall from grace. Of course we wanted her back. She put me onto gestures toward the den, the leaves, and things spiraled from there. But none of it has to do with her death.
You've been a great help, Mr. Ratcliff. Sorry
Oh,
that
yes,
it
I'm
had
sure.
to be under these circumstances, but we're getting desperate. As I'm sure you are.
He doesn't respond to that.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You seem like a heartless bastard. Have a good one. It's just gonna run off into the shadows.
As soon as you're off his back, he'll try to look into the darkness, but it's just like
No.
cloak and a hood disappearing, and
Tuxedo mask into the night.
yes, and
Yes.
yeah, you don't know what he does from there, but
Yeah, just run back, be like, holy shit, I nearly stabbed a guy.
as Helena dashes off into the night with some amount of information more than had before, and still at the same time not really any particular lead, we'll see what happens when she is able to report this, what ideas the party may come up with, what more opinions they may form on the Ratcliff situation, as we'll drop the curtain on this week's session.
Damn. Information-packed one.
Yeah, holy crap.
That was sick.
Jeez. Gonna have to
I wrote
recount a lot of
down-
that.
None of it.